So creation of agency over. Now we are going to see termination of agency. What is called termination? So as of now, we have discussed who is an agent, who is a principal, what is called agency, what are the types of agency, and how to create an agency. Now at the end, we are in the end, termination of agency. So what is called termination? The term termination of agency may be defined as the end of the relationship of a principal and his agent. The legal provisions relating to the termination of agency are contained in section 201 to 210 of the Indian Contract Act, may be broadly be grouped under the following two acts. So there are two types of terminating of agency. Termination of agency by act of the parties. The termination of agency by operation of law. So under the termination of agency by act of the parties, number one, agreement between the principal and agent, revocation by the principal, renunciation of the agency by agent. Then under the termination of agency by operation of law, on the completion of business agency, death and insanity of the principal or agent, insolvency of the principal, expiry of a time, on the destruction of subject matter, subsequent event rendering the agency unlawful. Termination of agency by act of the parties. Number one, so agency will come to end based on the activities, okay, or based on the parties. That is called termination of agency by act of the parties. Agreement between principal and agent. When two persons entering in the contract, the agent and principal, they started to do their particular, business. But after some period, if the agent and principal comes to know to the some mutual understanding that I don't think so it is possible, let us stop our relationship. So that is called mutually, when the principal and agent mutually agreed to stop their agency, mutually agreed to close their agency, that is called as agreement between the principal and agent. So please students be clear what is called termination of agency. So in this termination of agency, we are seeing in what are the way the agency is coming to end. So what is the first condition? The principal and the agent mutually, they can close their relationship. That means they can bring the agency to the end. That is called, the reason might be anything. Okay, this reason might be anything. For example, see here, A appointed B as his agent for the purpose of buying 50 shares for him in a 5 equal installment. B bought 10 shares for A. Subsequently, A and B entered into the agreement putting an end to the agency relationship between them. In this case, the agency is termination of agency. You can able to understand, right? So actually the agency is created for the purpose of buying 50 shares by believing that the agent is already bought a 10 share, but due to some reason, the principal and the principal, communicating to the agents, no need, I don't want to buy extra shares or whatever it is. So in this situation, when agent and principal mutually, they are bringing their agency to the end, that is called as a termination of agency by act of the parties. Next, revocation by the principal. What do you mean revocation? Revocation means cancellation. The principal may revoke the authority of his agent. The revocation put end to the agency by relationship. Section 207 provides the revocation may be expressed or implied from the conduct of the principal and the agent respectively. The principal is having the right to stop the agency at any time. He can cancel the relationship between the principal and agent, or he can cancel the rights which is given to the agent at any time. That is called revocation by the principal. The revocation by principal in the sense, the principal is having full rights to cancel the relationship of the agent at any time. That is called revocation by the principal. For example, A authorized B as an auctioneer to sell his goods by auction. In this case, who is the agent here? Agent is a B. And who is the principal? A is the principal. So in this case, A can B's authority to cancel the sale of the goods at any time before the auction is completed by knocking down in a favor of highest bidder to attempt to get. Revocation is subject to the following condition. Number one, revocation operates prospectively. So what is called revocation operates prospectively. For example, as I told you, the principal is having full rights to cancel the relationship between agent and the principal. Similarly, the agent is also having full rights to give up. That means, in case if he is not like to work under particular principal, he can show his disapproval, or he can inform to the principal that I'm sorry, I don't want to work under your agency. So like that, agent and principal, they can bring the agency to the end. Liability to compensate. So what is called liability to compensate? So as I told you that the principal is having full rights to cancel the agency, but he has to make sure following things. I told you that agency is created for fixed period. It might be 1 month or 3 months or 6 months, or based on some time period based on the nature of the business. So in case if he is going to close the relationship between the agent and principal, he has to give a proper notice to the agent stating the reason behind the termination of agency. In case if he is not going to do so, then the agent is having full rights to get a compensation from the principal. Notice proceeding to the revocation. As I told you that the agent is having full rights to ask the explanation for the termination of agency. If he is not satisfied with the explanation which is given by the principal, then he can suit against the principal. So what is called suit? Suit in the sense he can file a case against the principal. Okay. Here I have given one case study. In J.K. Saini versus Bright Rose at 1980, MAT 162. The reasonable notice was premature termination was not given. The Madras High Court allowed 3 months' salary as a compensation in lieu of reasonable notice. Renunciation of agency by the agent. See, revocation is different. Renunciation is different. Revocation means cancellation. Here, the principal is canceling the relationship of the agent. Whereas here, the agent is giving up. Okay, the agent is giving up. That means the agent is showing the disapproval or showing their discomfort of a relationship of a principal. When I'm appointing one person as an agent, initially he might be agreed, but after some period, maybe 1 month or 2 months, if he is not interested to work in the particular business, in the sense he can show the disapproval. Okay, it might be expressed or implied. We should not compel anybody else to work as an agent. In case condition apply, in case if the agency is created based on some period, okay, with help of power of attorney, then the proper notice to be given by the principal side when he cancelling the relationship of the agent. Similarly, if the agent is going to communicate to the principal that I'm sorry, I'm not going to work under your agency due to some reason, in the sense he has to say the proper reason to the principal. A appointed B as his agent for the purpose of selling his house. Subsequently, B giving up the agency by tendering his resignation to A. In this case, the agency is terminated by express renunciation. So what is called express renunciation? Express renunciation in the sense when the agent openly communicated to the principal that I'm sorry, I'm not willing to work under your agency. That is called express renunciation. Do you understand? So express renunciation in the sense when the agent clearly communicate to the principal that I'm sorry, I'm not willing to do this business, or else I have some other commitment, I don't want to continue this. So that is called as an renunciation by the agency by express agreement. Termination of agency by operation of law. So the things whatever we have discussed so far, it's coming under termination of agency by act of the parties. Under that we have seen agreement between the principal and the agent, revocation by the principal, and renunciation of the agent by the agent. So next one is termination of agency by operation of law. So what do you mean by this? Completion of agency business. So what is called completion of agency business? So as I said, like agency is created for some fixed period or for particular purpose. Okay. If the purpose is completed, if the purpose is fulfilled, okay, automatically the agency will comes to end. Do you understand? For example, I'm appointing one person to transfer one goods from one place to another place. I told him clearly that if you're going to do so, certain part of percentage of amount will be given as a commission in the sense when he does the job, automatically the agency will comes to end. That is called completion of agency by business. Death or insanity of the principal or the agent. The agency relationship is automatically terminated when either principal or agent dies. So, for example, A appointed one person as an A appointed one person as an agent, but after some period, A died. Automatically, the agency will comes to end. Similarly, if B died, if the agent died, or if the principal died, automatically the agency will comes to end. That is called death or insanity of the principal of the agent. Insolvency of the principal. So what do you mean by insolvency? Insolvency in the sense when the principal is not in a position to pay a money, when he is not in a position to settle down some account or whatever it is, that time he has been declared as an insolvent. Okay, in such situation, automatically the agency will comes to end. Expiry of time. If the agency is created for based on some time period, maybe the 3 months or 6 months or whatever it is. Okay, if the time is exceeds, then automatically the agency will come to end. A appointed B as his agent for the purpose of collecting money due to him from C. B was appointed for 6 months only. In this case, the agency is automatically terminated on the expiry of the 6 months, and therefore B will have no authority to collect the money after 6 months. Distraction of the subject matter of agency. Sometime the agency will comes to end due to the distraction of subject matter. That means for what purpose one person has been appointed as an agent by the principal, if the particular purpose itself is no more, or if the particular purpose itself is got collapse or distract, then automatically the agency will come to end. For example, I'm appointing one person to sell my car. Okay, I have given a 6 month period of time. I just gave him a clear instruction that you have to sell the car minimum of 2 lakh rupees. So he was trying to sell my car. My agent was trying to sell my car, but unfortunately, some accident occurred. My car destroyed completely due to the fire accident. In this case, what will happen? The agency will come to end because for what purpose the agency is created to sell my car. The purpose, the subject, for what purpose it created, that is itself is no more, or it is destroyed, then automatically the agency will come to end. Subsequent event rendering the agency lawful. Sometimes the agency is valid when it's created, but it becomes unlawful by happening of some subsequent event where the agent and principal reside in a different country or and the award declared between two countries. Similarly, the agency may also be declared unlawful by some act of legislation. Can you able to understand? For example, I'm appointing one person who is residing in Singapore as an agent. I have some other business in Singapore. Okay. So one person who is there in Singapore is acting as an agent from past 2 years. At the time when we enter in a contract, might be valid. Okay, but due to some reason, might be suddenly war declared in between Singapore and India, or else due to the COVID restriction, something happened due to the pandemic, something due to some any actions taken by the government, or due to some natural calamity, something happened, then what will happen? Automatically, the agency will comes to end. So that is called subsequent event rendering the agency lawful. At the time they enter in a contract, it might be the lawful, but due to certain reason, it become a unlawful. That is called as a subsequent event rendering the agency lawful. Example: a wine merchant appoint B as his agent for the purpose of liquor for him for 1 year. Subsequently, the distillation of liquor was prohibited by an act of parliament, and its sales and purchase was also banned. In this case, B's authority to purchase the liquor comes to an end. Agency problem. So that's all. Termination of agency is over. The last topic under the Agency Act is every organization has its own set of long-term and short-term goals and objectives that it wish to achieve it in a predetermined period. In this context, one must also note that the management's plans may not necessarily align with the stakeholder. For example, guys, students, whenever I am appointing one person, I know the value of the particular agency. because for what purpose I'm appointing one person to complete the job. For that purpose only, I'm offering some money. Okay, so I know the importance of the particular job, but uh, I should not expect from the agent that he will be doing and he will be taking up very seriously the particular concept for what purpose he has been appointed as an agent. So that is become as one of the main communication gap. The management of an organization may have a goals that are most likely derived to maximize the benefit. On the other hand, organization stakeholder are most low like interest towards it. An agency problem is a conflict of interest inherent in the relationship where one party expected to act on best interest of the another person. See, whenever I'm appointing one person as an agent, definitely I'll be looking for the best out of the agent. As well as I will be being a principal, I will be expecting him to follow certain secrecy. In case if he is not going to hide the secrecy, or if he is, if he is working against me, or he is communicating our company's secret to somebody else, in the sense, definitely it will become a problem, right? So agency problem arises when the incentives or motivation present themselves to an agent and not to act in the full best interest of the principal, though the regulation or by incentive or agent to the act in accordance with the principal's best interest, and the agency problem can be reduced. So that's all. The agency is over. So in today's class, we have discussed about the following topics. So what is called agency, who is an agent, who is a principal, what are the types of agency, and then how the agency is created, what are the duties and rights of the principal and the agent, and what are the agency problems, and at the last, we have seen the termination of agency. What are the way the agency will come to end. Okay. I hope so you understand this class. Thank you.